Hi, this is Dave Birkett, Michigan football beat writer for AnnArbor.com, back with my colleague Mike Rothstein for another Michigan preview. Mike, I think Michigan surprised us a little bit last week. Indiana kept it a lot closer than both of us expected. 36-33, Michigan ended up pulling out the victory thanks to another Tape 4CA fourth quarter drive. But they got a tougher battle this week against Michigan State. I know you spent the last couple of days, or you were down in East Lansing earlier this week. What did you see from that team? It's 1-3. Are they on the brink of maybe falling off here?
It's tough to tell, but it would not surprise me at all. I mean, they are putting so much effort into this game, and they're talking about this game so much. I mean, their players are using the word hatred. I've never really heard anything in any place I've covered with such venom before for an opponent, even if it's been a rivalry game, and that tells me that there might be an air of desperation. Yeah, I know it happens every year because Michigan State's a big deal, but there seems to be more of an air of desperation around that team, I think, again, because of the record that they didn't expect.
No, there's no doubt this game means a lot to Michigan State, probably more than Michigan at this point. Michigan 4-0, ranked 22nd in the polls. Michigan State 1-3. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to their season? I think Michigan, the thing that they're going to struggle with is Michigan State. Their pass offense ranks #1 in the Big Ten right now. Michigan has one of the worst defenses in the Big Ten, and they've kind of had to put to them a little bit the last 2 weeks by Eastern and by Indiana.
Yeah, it's been an interesting thing, but I still think that the problem with Michigan State is that they really can't pick a quarterback. Kirk Cousins has actually played well. If you look at the games, if you look at the tape, save for a couple of bad mistakes at critical times, he's played well. On that last drive against Notre Dame, I think he was 7-10, and he started off, I think, 5-5 on the drive, and of course he made the critical throwing error at the end, which cost Michigan State the game. But he'd been playing well, but it just seems like neither quarterback can really get into a good rhythm. But that said, Michigan's pass defense has been pretty bad, especially when you look at the side opposite Donovan Warren. Rich Rodriguez said Mike Williams is going to play, but who knows how healthy he really is. And then the front seven, another thing that Michigan has done is they allow the middle of that field, right where Obieze is supposed to be, is generally wide open, and teams have been picking them apart with underneath routes.
Where he's supposed to be. I like that. I'd like to see Justin Turner a little bit out there, the true freshman. He hasn't played this year. He's a heck of a talent, and I don't know that he's going to play this week, but you're right. Bubakar Sissoko has struggled the last couple of weeks. I think Michigan State does need to pick a quarterback, but I'll say it. Kirk Cousins choked against Notre Dame. He missed that wide open wheel route, and then he threw that interception. As for this game, I think Michigan, the thing that I think is really going to come back to bite them this week is that it's the first road game, first time they're out of the home confines, and Tape 4CAs. He's a little bit banged up still, that shoulder that he hurt last week. I'm actually going to pick Michigan State to win this week. It's going to be the first one to 35 in my opinion, and Michigan State gets there first. 35-31 Michigan State.
See, I've always, in the course of me picking games, I've always gone with the team with the air of desperation is going to win. I just don't buy it this time. Like you said, Kirk Cousins choked away the Notre Dame game, and Michigan State has been finding interesting ways to lose every week because, a covered onside kick that gets advanced against Central Michigan, it just screams that maybe this is a team that just doesn't have the capability of winning close games, and I think it's going to be a close game. And, yeah, I can't believe I'm actually going to do this because I was a long time dead set on Michigan State, but I'm going to take Michigan. I'm going to take them 34-31.
Well,
late field goal by Jason Olesnovich.
And the fans out there thought you hated Michigan too.
I know, who knew, right?
So, but in any event, Dave Birkett,
Mike Rothstein,
and we'll be back next week to talk Michigan State and to look ahead to the Michigan-Iowa game on AnnArbor.com.